morning. Here we are for the two-part masterclass that I'm going to share with you over the next couple of days. I'm just looking at myself in the camera, and I have to confess, this is not my normal look. I don't normally come on looking like Addicted to Love, I think the song was. I can't remember who and half it was by, but Addicted to Love style hair, let's face it, with very bright lipstick. I don't normally look like this. However, my hairdryer blew up. And as many as you know, I'm taking my business on the road in the next couple of months. And the last thing I want to be doing is buying a new hairdryer. It's plastic, it's waste, it is a waste of money. So apologies, lovelies. I do not normally look like this. This is not normally my brand image. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, I can see that there are some people online, which is absolutely awesome. Thank you for joining me this morning. And this morning, basically, I'm going to be talking about my impact signature, and I'm holding a 2-day live masterclass. So I'm on this morning and I'm on tomorrow. But first things first, as always, let's start with a little bit of housekeeping. So I have a particular style and a particular way I work, and I generally tend to work in layers, in a structured way, step by step by step. You'll know this from doing the challenge with me. I have a way of just layering everything on top. So I'm going to run the masterclass that way as well. So we're going to start right at the beginning, and I'm going to take you right through step by step. So I have a particular way of working, and you also know that I am a gifted dyslexic, which means that I cannot see you when I'm reading from my slides, and I have to read from my slides to keep myself on point and to remember the important parts I want to share with you. So please don't think that I'm ignoring you by not acknowledging you when you come on live. I know that you're there. It's just that I have a particular style and a particular way I work, which unfortunately means that I can't see comments. But however, what I would like you to do is to write questions in the comments box if you have them, because I can come back and answer them after each step of the journey within the masterclass. So I can answer those questions for you as we're going along. Please do also share any aha moments that you have, anything you think, oh yeah, that's a good idea, or no, I don't agree with that, or you think of something a different way. Also, just put those comments in the chat box as well, because they will spark discussion and they will spark learning for other women who are watching this masterclass as well. So that would be awesome. But really, my methodology is to take you on a journey so you can, bring about effective business growth. So you can increase your income fast. Okay, gifted dyslexic, I've told you about the slides. Yeah, so I will flip backwards and forwards between slides. Now, Facebook has this naughty thing of cutting me off. Hopefully it won't. However, if Facebook cuts me off, what I will do is pick up from the place that I left, and then I'll start off again, unfortunately. So what I will do as I'm just talking is I just want to make sure I can see if I am live on, so I can watch myself. Ooh, there's a bit of an uncomfortable feeling watching myself, but so I can make sure that I am actually live. So yeah, take a second now while I'm doing, actually, this is a good time to do it. Take a second now and to introduce yourself. Where are you from? Who do you work with? Because of course, this is also a great networking opportunity for you. You can have discussions with other women that are watching this live masterclass, which is helpful. And also what will happen is when people are replaying this masterclass, your details will come up as well. So if people are interested in connecting with you, they can see exactly what it is you do, who you work with. Where you are isn't so important. I just like to know where everybody is because I'm a nosy Parker. Knowing, so people can connect with you basically. Okay, I already look like I'm frozen. I'm hoping I'm not frozen, but I've sort of got my hands in the air on my my pad. So I'm going to continue and wait to see if it catches up. It might just be catching up. So, name, where you're from. Actually, your name's there. Don't worry about your name. Where you're from and who it is that you work with. So what's going to be coming up today and tomorrow? What is it exactly that I am going to cover for you? Well, first of all, I'm going to start with my story, but don't panic. I'm not going to go into my whole story, my whole life story, but setting the scene, the context is really important because I want to share with you how I turn my business around very, very quickly, which is important for you to know. And it's also important for you to know that you can also do it as well, because if I can do it, you can do it for sure. So I'm going to start with my story, and we've got a lot to cover, so I'm only going to do that for a short period of time because at the end of the day, I'm a results girl and I want to give you the content it is that I've promised that I will deliver on. So we are going to start with how to create a business that truly reflects your knowledge, your expertise, passion, so you can make a big impact in the world. Because after all, that is what we want. We want to, especially for us women who work in the transformational space, we want to be able to make an impact with our clients. So how do we do that? Then I'm going to talk about how to get super clear on who you serve and the problem you solve. Absolutely critical for business success. And I'm going to finish with today how to give people what it is they truly want, need, and will invest money in. Invest money in. Very important. I've got a sneaky feeling that I've already frozen. So hang on, peeps. Let me just check before I get going, because what I don't want to do is be rambling here for the next 90 minutes. Oh no, I'm all good. Ooh, good. Just frozen on my own screen. Perfect. Okay, let's get going. Yeah. What people will invest in. Really, really important. Okay. I'm also a tea drinker, so excuse me while I have a cuppa. I'm not sure what I'm going to do over the 90 minutes. I might end up going a little bit dry. Might have been more useful if I'd actually split this down into 5 days and done 20-minute sessions, but here we go. Okay. Tomorrow I'm going to be talking about the three digital key ingredients that you need to run your business successfully online. Also, how to elegantly master the art of the discovery strategy call and significantly increase your income. Also, I'm also going to talk about how to increase your fees to bring in a consistent flow of premium clients and create extraordinary results. In a way, of course, ladies, that is easy, fun, and feminine. And I'll also share how you can get access to a complimentary business growth impact strategy call with me, where I will share with you some powerful steps that you can put into place to bring in premium clients in 90 days or less. How awesome is that? I did say we've got an awful lot to get through, and we really do. So I will get going. There are a number of you who are listening to this live today and you don't know anything about me. You've never had the opportunity to connect with me before. So hello and welcome. So I am Wendy Keir. I mentor committed female entrepreneurs who are established in the marketplace and they want to make an impact with their message, but they're marketing their business online and they're not generating any premium sales. I coach them to confidently step into their visibility, reach a wider audience, and create more clients in a way that is easy, fun, and feminine. So that's just a little bit about who I work with and what it is I do. So I said I wanted to share a little bit of my story with you because it's important for context and it's important to set the scene. And I want to share about how I took my business from struggling for years into thriving in just a matter. Well, it was about a month, just over a month and a half. I managed to turn it around. So basically, I went from struggling to get people to pay £49 for a membership website to bringing in over 4,500 in December last year, in a way that was really easy. And I know I say it a lot, easy, fun and feminine, but I'll talk about it later on. It's literally just a 2-step process that I will talk to you about to enroll people very quickly. And to date, since December last year, I have brought in over £28,000 in sales. So that is a significant turnaround in a very short period of time. Now, being mindful that I'd already been in business 8 years before. And also that was with 8 weeks holiday as well. So even better. I've also increased my fees during that time. And I did that because people kept saying to me, when I told them the price, I couldn't believe this, you're too cheap. And I'd be like, oh, I should have put it up. But that's not how I work. That's not how I roll, to be fair. Yeah, but people were telling me I was too cheap. So I started putting my prices up. And also what's great about this is I did all of this from working at home, and it's one of the reasons why I'm now taking the business on the road, because I can work from anywhere. It's not that I'm lazy, I just like the comfort of my home. But what did I do then? What did I do to make this turnaround, to make it happen, to have this incredible shift from being burnt out and hardly making any money at all, really struggling, to absolutely thriving it was almost overnight. 2 things I did. First was my mindset, and second was the creation of a premium program. The mindset is the most important part of my story. This is what I had to master. And to this day, I still have to master. And I work with my clients on mindset as well, because they see themselves in my story and what they've heard me saying. So my default money mindset always brings back to a place of poverty and surviving. I came from a family that were in a position of severe lack and emotional distress. So my family basically lacked, the normal things that we would get as kids: money, warmth, and love. Now, I met my partner, Steve. Love him to death. Love you, Steve. I met Steve. Sorry, I'm getting a bit silly. Steve, I met 18 years ago. So the warmth and the love was fixed when I met Steve. We went on that journey together, went over a few bumps, but we got there in the end. We've been together 18 years. So I sorted that one. But the whole money thing just felt like it was for everybody else but me. I don't know if you've had similar experiences. So in my mid-30s, I was earning about 47,000 a year, which wasn't bad considering my background, which I won't go into too much. Considering my background, that was actually a really good income. But when I started working for myself, what happened was I would consistently hit a ceiling of around 10,000 a year. Now, I know that is going to be shocking for some people who are listening to this, because you've been connected to me for some time, and a number of people I've spoken to always say, I thought you were financially secure. I thought you were doing really well. But to me, this just goes to show how, the pictures we paint in our heads are just a complete illusion of what is really going on. You can't tell what someone's money story is just from watching them and observing them, how well they're doing or how well they're not doing. You know, because of my money story, I believed it when people said to me they had no money. I just believed it. I believed it to be true because I came from such a place of lack. So what I did was in my business is I started to reduce the size of my services. I started to charge cheaper prices, and I created online courses and even a membership website. And that was purely because I believed that when people said that they couldn't afford it, I just believed it. I took it as a gospel. I didn't push it. I didn't challenge it. I didn't understand it. I didn't understand my sense of lack and where I was coming from. So all this basically did within my business was, excuse me, it left me burnt out. You know, I was spending more and more time creating courses, and the courses did sell, but well, okay, I'll go into that a bit later. So I was spending more and more time creating courses. You know, I was well and truly stuck on the hamster wheel. And every time I got back on that hamster wheel, you know what hamsters are like? Maybe you don't, but a little hamster will get on its wheel and then it'll start spinning, spinning, spinning. And then it gets chucked off. And then it'll get back on again and it'll start going even faster. And that's basically what I was doing in this model of creating courses. So I was well and truly stuck on the hamster wheel, and I'd started to withdraw and to hide myself behind PDFs and online courses and the membership website. So I really removed my true value out of the equation because I really believed it when people said to me that they had no money. And this was because of 3 reasons. I had a poverty mindset. I was focused on the money and not the results. And I had got stuck in the lies and deceit of the online marketing world. Can you see a pattern here? It's absolutely fascinating when I reconnect to my story again and listening to myself say, you know, these things. And if I hadn't gone on that journey, I guess I wouldn't have the insight and the expertise and the knowledge it is that I have now. So, you know I can speak about it. I know it comes from a place of truth, which I don't think many people can, which is good. So what happened was I wasn't prepared to talk to people because why should I? They keep telling me they have no money. So why should I even bother? But here's the truth about online marketing. This is a big bugbear for me. If you end up getting sucked into its lies and deceit, it will eat you alive and take all of your energy. It will feed into your lack of money, your money story. It will push you into burnout. It will happily take all of your money and not give you any ROI. So you'll always be coming from a place of loss in your business. Yeah, it will suck the life out of you and your business. People will self-abandon and never finish the courses anyway. And if that happens, you can't then upsell them into another offer. So the model is actually well and truly broken for people who want to work with people for true transformational results. You know, I've spoken to a lot of women who have been sold a lie, basically. They've been told that they can go online, easily sell digital products and courses, and turn up in Facebook groups and come from a place of service. God, I hate that. Come from a place of service and interact with people to generate sales. Now, for someone who's running Facebook groups and has run Facebook communities for yonks, it becomes very apparent who is just coming into your community to come from a place of service. And if I can see it, other people can see it as well, and it will turn your prospects off. It's a very old style of marketing. Yep, so also what people are told, they need landing pages, tripwires, funnels, websites, books. The list just goes on and on and on, costing you, of course, thousands of pounds worth of unnecessary stuff. It's a load of bullshit. I don't normally swear, but it is a load of rubbish. And it's often worse for women because we naturally like to help, we like to nurture, we like to support, we like to be social. If you are creating online marketing courses, well, if you're creating a program or a course online, it requires a budget. Each course has to be marketed, and it has to be marketed not by you, but someone who really truly understands the internet and how it works for you to go into get a good return on investment. Because the last thing you want to be doing as a business owner, as the expert, as the person who's meant to be working with people to get true transformation, is to have yourself stuck in the wax of your business. So you need to have other people around you who can help you market it, basically, because otherwise you're spending your time and energy on the wrong thing. And when I talk about being in the wax of your business, this is what I mean. And this is where I found this in the wax of my business is where I found myself last year. So, you've got a candle, it's got the flame at the top, it's burning bright, and then you've got the wax. Now, what happens is lots of female entrepreneurs get stuck in the wax of the business. They get stuck in the things that they should not be doing and the things that aren't going to bring in the financial reward so they can thrive. So they get stuck in the wax. Where you need to be is in the flame, burning bright, bringing people in. It's charismatic, it's alive, it's hot. The wax is an awful place to be in your business. When you're surviving in your business, that's where you are. You are in the wax. When you are thriving, you are truly in the flame of your business, burning bright and attracting people in to you. You know what it's like watching a bonfire? You can't take your eyes off it sometimes, can you? It's got a life of its own, and that's where you need to be in your business, not stuck in the detail. So I found myself stuck in the wax of my business last year. I'd created the Virtual Speaking Academy, which was a membership website, and I started it at a lower price point, depending on what was going on, what promotion was going on, between £7 and £47. Now, the Academy had over £5,000 worth of digital training in it, not just from me, but from 5 other professional speakers. Was it 4? It was 4 other professional speakers. So the 5 of us, and these are people that speak around the world and are paid high fees for speaking. So created the membership website. It had all of these training courses in it. It would have helped women successfully get more speaking gigs, get more clients. Also, what I did was I facilitated 3 live training sessions over the month with different types of content. And it started to become really, really hard work. And it started to push me into burnout, which also then, of course, had an impact on my self-esteem and my mental health as well, and my self-worth. And this was purely because I was following what the gurus were saying to do online, and of course, the only people making the money who are promoting those type of systems are the affiliate marketers. Unfortunately, that's where predominantly the money is going into their pockets, unless you've been online for a significant amount of time and you are an established brand and well known. They all came out around the same amount of time and they're all in the same masterclasses. Nothing wrong with that, but those are the people who are making the money. So I started to ask myself the question, and you might have even caught yourself asking yourself this question as well. And I started to think, holy crap, am I really cut out to be the successful businesswoman that I wanted to be? Because I was just feeling completely burnt out, overwhelmed, chasing money, not selling on results. And I was just left feeling bamboozled, I guess. I felt as if I'd been hit round the face by a wet fish, as I like to say. You know, when I look back at it now, I realise that actually I can pin it down to my story, to my poverty mindset, how I was stuck in coming from a place of severe lack that was preventing me from actually running a successful business. So how scary is that? Very, very scary that I was still living my story from when I was a child into my early 30s, actually, well, up until the last 6 months. And I'm 49 now. That's an awful long time to be stuck in a story. So, the most important thing I learned from creating the Virtual Speaking Academy from its members was that the one thing that they valued over everything else was the connection. It was the conversation, it was seeing one another. Remember, this was all online. The live sessions were really, really popular. They were not interested in any of the digital content. They never looked at it. And I know they never looked at it because I have access to the back of the membership website. So I know who looks at what. So all of that content that we had created, spent all that time on creating, people weren't even looking at it. All they wanted was the connection, the conversation. So a lot of women that I work with share a similar money story. They are spinning their plates incredibly fast and severely undercharging. So when they take a closer look at their money story, it's very stinky. They have a stinky, stinky money story, which creates blocks, which means that you can't actually bring money in. But here's the thing. The great news is, of course, and you know it to be true because I've done it, is that once you're aware of your story, you can get out of it. You can change it. You can challenge it. You know, like many of the women that I work with, you can change your story. You can move from struggling and surviving into thriving. But you have to learn how to do it. It's a journey. I'm still learning how to do it. But you need to remember one of the most important things, actually the most important thing to creating and charging premium prices is your money mindset. Absolutely. If you don't nail your mindset, you will absolutely sabotage your results. No doubt about it. I am evidence of that, of, you know, seriously undercharging and really struggling for 8 years. And then all of a sudden, as soon as I changed two things, my mindset was one of them, everything changed. Literally incredible overnight. So your money mindset is pivotal to your success. Now, I wasn't sure whether I should do this slide or not, but this is what I believe to be true. So I thought, bite the bullet, Wendy, bite the bullet. You need to say it. It's got to come out at some point. From all of the conversations that I have had over the last, where are we? I can't count. Since December, basically. What I've discovered is, and I can talk about this genuinely because this is where I have been for such a long period of time. God, it actually makes me feel quite emotional. There are two types of women, you know, I've spent a lot of time speaking to over the last 8 months. And I do hate to say this. I don't know why. I hate to say it, but they fall into two very clear categories. So the first group of women, you know, that I speak to, they recognize that they're stuck in their story, but they believe in themselves enough to invest in their personal and business growth. So they have that belief, even though they realize they're stuck, they still believe in themselves enough to recognize that they need the support. And when they find the right person that they connect with, who they can trust, they will learn to thrive. Because this isn't just about business, it's also about your story, where you come from, how that stops you from actually achieving what it is that you want to achieve. So the first group of women will absolutely invest in their personal development. They just need to find the right person that they trust to work with. The second group of women, they're fully aware that they're stuck in their story, but they also believe that they can do it all themselves because they don't trust themselves to get a good return on investment. So they say stuck, they go round and around and around, and they eventually burn out or give up. And they truly they keep themselves in survival mode. I've done that up until December. So my life has completely changed. You'll hear me talking about it outside of this. I create my life by design now, so I have to do it consciously. Very hard work, but I do it consciously, and I change my story, a month at a time, basically, a step at a time. But this group of women, unfortunately, are keeping themselves in survival, and they are not going to thrive and run a successful business while they have this mindset. This is what I've discovered on my journey of working with, lots of women over particularly the last 8 months. It's become much more noticeable to me as I start to learn to understand it a little bit better. Some of the survival stuff is definitely about trust. It's also about, trusting not to be conned, trusting not to be hurt. There's a lot of emotional stuff that goes on with survival. And survival is such a cruel place because you're actually keeping yourself in significant pain. And I know you feel that because I felt it too for a very long period of time. But enough about that, because that is a very icky place to be. So it's time to ask yourself a really serious question. What's your money story? How is it truly impacting on your success? Are you surviving or are you thriving? Can you identify yourself in, I need to do this better. I need to think of some fancy term to explain it. But, are you a woman who is thriving? You're investing money in your personal and business development and you're moving, you're growing? Or are you a woman who is stuck in surviving, trying to do everything yourself and burning out? It's a really important question now to ask yourself. And I'm not going to ask you to put the answers in the comments box. If you want to DM me, that is absolutely fine. And we can have a conversation. Absolutely fine. Obviously, this is open. So please don't share your personal stuff because everyone will see it because this is being streamed across 5 different groups. As you do. Okay, so this is how I learned about, because you're probably thinking, well, Wendy, how the hell did you do that? How did you suddenly wake up and go and change my money mindset? What happened was, as I started to realize that actually everything to do with money was just a complete illusion. And thank goodness for the internet. If we didn't have the internet, I don't think I would have been able to figure it out in my head for me to understand what was going on in my head. So over the months, I had conversations with women who had all said that they can't afford it or they had no money. So there's no hiding online, right? You can see what your connections are up to, where they're going on holiday, what they're investing their money in, because people are very open and I'm very inquisitive and I see patterns of behavior online. So these women who were saying that they had no money to invest, I started to notice that they were going on holiday across the other side of the world or investing in 5K programs or spending extravagant money on spas. And I watch them doing the same thing. So go back a little bit. So they're spending all of this money, but they've said to me that they have no money to invest. Not invest, they've got no money, can't invest in the program. Now, so I've seen them do all of these things, but also what I've watched them do as well is they're doing the same things over and over again. So while they were originally having conversations with me, engaging with things with me, they then move on into another group and start doing exactly the same thing again. So they stay stuck in their story, I guess, is what's happening. And at that point, I started to really realize that the whole money story was just an illusion. And, you know, I mistakenly believed it when people said to me that they couldn't afford what I had to offer. So, you know, because I believed that story, what I did was I changed my services to fit in with them, which was a massive, fatal business blunder. It wasn't that they couldn't afford it. Basically, what had happened was I didn't understand the real value of what it is I had to offer. So I wasn't able to explain that. And that, at the end of the day, is my responsibility. It's not theirs. It is mine as a business owner to be able to talk about the real value it is that I had to offer. And that shifted my mindset completely. You know, the whole watching people do things, the patterns of behavior. I suddenly realized that my money story and how I was projecting my own shit onto other people just was not true. It was because I hadn't learnt the skills to show them the real value. Absolutely fascinating. So to bring in a consistent flow of sales each month, you have to have a clear enrollment process, which I didn't have at the time. One that enables you to show the real value of what it is you have to offer. It's not a half-hour call where you coach somebody on that call and give them tips. Trust me, I have done that in the past and I did not like it and it did not work and it was a disaster. But unfortunately, this is what many women find themselves doing. They find themselves coaching on what is really a conversation around making an offer. So I know that one, that is what I used to do. You know, on the strategy calls that I teach my clients, they can last from anywhere between an hour to an hour and a half. You know, because we've taken a holistic view of that individual and look at their current situation to be able to help them to move into reality. Because if you can't get your prospect to move into reality and really understand the situation that they're in, they're not going to take action because they're not going to really fully understand the impact what they're doing is having on their business or their personal life. You know, because you want to be able to understand how what's happening is stopping them from achieving what it is they really want. And of course, that's an in-depth conversation. Also, with providing specific solutions that are in line with their needs. You know, not the whole menu. If you go to a restaurant, you know, you get overwhelmed because there's just so much information on the menu. This is a classic for me. I'll go to a restaurant. I did it on Saturday. Where did we go Saturday? Saturday I did it. We went to Blue Water. Haven't been there for years. Needed something to eat, and they have this shopping mall, and there are loads of different restaurants in it. Steve easily picks his stuff and goes and sits down, and I'm feeling so overwhelmed by all the choices. I have to go and sit down with him, nick one of his chips, and then my brain has to have time to catch up and go, okay, that's what I'm gonna have. And we can often find ourselves overwhelming our prospects. We overwhelm them and don't fully understand what it is they want. We turn them off. They say no. Because we want to know how we can work with them to get the results and the transformation it is they truly want. But the important thing here is that I'm trying to say is that when, you know, if you're getting a lot of no's on your calls, you have to understand why that is, and don't bring in your own money story into the equation. You have to do it from a clean space, but you have to understand why they're saying no, because at the end of the day, like it was for me, it's your responsibility to unpick why, what's going on, because this is part of an objection. And really what should be happening is your pre-qualifying process should be so good that actually you take out all of the objections anyway. So mindset was one thing that I changed. The second thing that I changed, sorry, just flipping across my screen. I'm still live. Jolly good. Brilliant. I'll keep talking. Hey, let's say hello to everybody. Oh, everyone, people have probably dropped off and going to watch the replay. But hi, everybody. It's lovely to see you all online on this Monday morning. Let's get back to the second part of what happened, basically. So mindset was my biggest challenge. Mindset I still have to deal with on a daily basis. It still comes up and gets me every now and again. That self-doubt, the nigglings, you know, I've learned to deal with that, but it still bites me in the butt every now and again. So the second thing I did was I created a premium package. So remember, I'd cut my services down. I was doing stuff £7, £7, £47, you know, £197, £297, that whole malarkey I got sucked into, which just pushed me into burnout. So the second thing I did was I created a premium package. So, you know, November, December, I was burnt out and blue, stuck in the wax of my business. And on that hamster wheel, going nowhere fast, basically just getting back on and getting thrown back off again. I had all of this knowledge and expertise, you know, all the years behind me. But what I was doing really wasn't working. So this is what I did. I basically stopped everything that I was doing that was sucking the life out of me and taking my energy. I stopped posting on social media. I stood completely still. I got back to the basics, and I took a good hard look at my life and what it is that I wanted for my life, you know, for me and Steve. What is it I really wanted? And I mapped it out in great detail. Because what happened was I would just become a slave to the business, basically. And I didn't really fully understand what it is that I wanted the business to give me, because what I've learned now is it needs to actually be the other way round. You want the business to support your lifestyle, not just to be working in the business and to just, you know, be all consumed by it. As I said, I'm going to be speaking about this more and more, but it's about creating a life by design. And that means you have to create your business in a specific way, but also be fully aware of what it is that you want. So I stood still. I took a closer look at my why and why it is I do what it is I do. I got clear on my purpose. I worked with a high-end business coach and mindset mentor, because you cannot do this stuff by yourself, because this deep work is on your nose and you can't see it. You need somebody to mirror back to you this shit you find yourself in, basically, and to hold you accountable for playing small, to help you grow. Also, what I was doing as well was that I was doing a part-time job. Well, it wasn't part-time, it was call out, so it wasn't even consistent money, for the police. And I would go in, I'd get called out, I would go in, and that would pay me £9.50 an hour. But what that was doing, and it comes back to the poverty mindset again, is it was keeping me stuck in a significant place of lack. So I stopped that as well. And I started to exercise and eat more healthily. And I also stopped taking antidepressants as well. So I'd sort of got myself into this horrendous place of, it's almost like mental torture. Well, it was mental torture. So, as I've said, the thing that the Virtual Speaking Academy taught me was that women really wanted, intensive one-to-one support. They didn't care about digital programs or courses. That's just something we do as experts because we think it is the right thing to do. I'll talk about this a bit more later, but you've got to create the foundation of your business and have a stable income coming in consistently before you do courses and programs. Because if you cannot sell a premium program one-to-one, you are hardly going to sell any other stuff because you haven't learned your craft. You haven't learned your craft. You haven't learned what works, what doesn't work. You haven't been getting results for your clients. It's focused the wrong way around. But anyway, that's where I found myself. So I learned over that time that what women really wanted was to know that someone really has their back, that someone is really there for them is really important. And I don't mean by just saying, we'll have a call once a week. That's not having someone's back. Having someone's back is, okay, are you aware that this is happening? Have you thought about changing it this way? That's having their back. So they want to know that someone has their back. They want to know that somebody is going to hold them accountable for the action it is that they need to take. And they want to work with somebody who's going to get them the results. Also important, really important, is to be able to inspire your clients and also to motivate them to success as well. And they also want to be told what the next step is to get them the very best results. So this is very focused on that woman getting the results it is that she wants. And that's what she truly wants. She wants someone to have their back, hold them accountable, get them the results, but also inspire and motivate them and tell them what the next step is. So with all my knowledge and expertise, because I was feeling overwhelmed about how I was actually going to bring this down into a program that women were going to purchase, I basically tested the market and created the Impact Signature program because my audience told me that what they wanted was to be able to create a signature program that they can leverage later on multiple different ways, but they wanted the foundation of the business in first. The Impact Signature, it's designed on results. So it's designed to help you create a lucrative signature program that helps you reach more people, have a bigger impact, and elevate your income in 90 days or less. So it's results focused, it's results driven. That's my promise. That's what I deliver on. And it's an awesome program because for anybody who creates a signature program, so it uses a wide spectrum of my skills. So it's not just focused in on providing one small snippet of information. I need to use a wide variety of my skills to be able to work with these women in a particular way. It's also linked to my core values and my why it is I do what it is I do. It's completely aligned to me. What I see sometimes is that women create stuff and it's not aligned to them, and then it's out of it feels uncomfortable, and then they don't sell it, but they've spent all this time on creating it. So it's important that it's aligned to who you are, what it is you want to be known to, what it is you want to be known for. A signature program basically is a very solid piece of work. So it's important that you understand that you can take your clients through that process so they don't self-sabotage or self-abandon. So they get the results it is that they truly want. It's also not created from a place of lack, desperation, fear, isolation. It's created to get the results, and it's created from a place of love. I know that sounds a bit, you're probably thinking, Wendy, that sounds a bit strange, but it's actually really, really important because it's got a completely different energy to the way I created this program, to the way I created some of the other stuff, because the other stuff was a bit soulless, I guess. It was a bit you know, how to host a virtual summit, how to bring a virtual summit together. It's just one very small part of the puzzle. Whether creating a signature program is, you know, it's more results focused. And to be fair, you know, if you studied virtual summits for some time and you held a virtual summit yourself, you could then go and create a course about how to create virtual summits. Whereas signature program cannot be copied by anybody else because it's so closely tied to your DNA that no one else can copy it. When people buy you, they are buying you. You know, it's not a case of choosing and picking against other people. Whereas you could do with a virtual summit, you could go, oh, I've got 5 options here. Which one am I going to go for? They're not really buying the person. They're actually, a lot of the time, unfortunately, buying based on money. Whereas signature program is slightly different. So, created from a place of value, love, wealth, accountability, and is results driven. So completely different. Places me as the expert, which is good. And I get known for getting my clients the results, you know, and as I said, high-end offers, they draw in from a wide variety of your expertise. And they can also be very easily delivered wherever you are in the world. So I've got clients, or I've had clients in Dubai, Spain, America, Doha, loads of other places as well. Also, the great thing for me when I created this program as well, because remember I said I was experiencing the burnout, the overwhelm, spinning way too many plates, is that once you have created the signature program, is that all the material's created. All I have to do is show up for that session and tailor what it is that I'm delivering for my client. But actually the whole process is created. So all I'm doing is rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. And now I really see the true value of that. That has given me so much freedom in my business. I was saying to someone the other day that I can't believe how much free time I've got. I've got so much free time, I'm not actually sure what to do with it. But this is about creating a life by design. I have to remind myself. So you can deliver it time and time again because it becomes the cornerstone, the foundation of your business, what it is you are famous for. So it makes your marketing much, much easier because you always know what you're going to be talking about. Marketing easier, websites, talks, interviews, Facebook groups, content creation, virtual training days. The list is pretty much endless. I've found 14 ways that you can then leverage a signature program multiple different ways. I truly believe that we have the capacity to be able to create a life by design once we get our head around what it is we truly want our business to give us. And I believe that a lot of women are in business and they don't really truly understand what it is they want their business to give them. They don't understand the life that they aspire to have. And it's just purely because we get so stuck in the business and we get so stuck in trying to make the sale, get the money. So we're always like on this hamster wheel, just getting faster and faster and faster until you get thrown off. So December 2017, I had my first lot of strategy calls booked in the diary. And can you imagine how I felt when I made my first sale, and then my second, and then my third, and then my fourth? And that happened within a space of 4 weeks, not one objection. I couldn't believe it. You know, since then, before I bought my slides, I updated my slides because I do this talk. Of course, repurposing content, it links to my signature program. Repurpose the content. So I updated my slide, and since December I've had 19 calls and 14 have converted, which has brought me in just over 28,000 in sales from changing 2 things: mindset, a premium offer. So ask yourself this really important question. Are you stuck in your story? We're all stuck in stories to a certain degree. I guess it's whether you're stuck in your story and actually if it's keeping you playing small, or you're fully aware of it and you're growing out of it, I guess. So where are you within your story? It's a really important question to ask yourself, because you can't sell a premium program without being fully aware of what's going on here. That is the first place to start. Premium programs you'll self-sabotage them if you don't fully understand and they're not aligned with you and deep down what you believe to be true. And do you have a signature program that you are leading with? Now, if you are brave enough, actually the way to do this, because then people can't actually read that much into it, is if you're stuck in your story and it's holding you back, just put an emoji that is unhappy. And I don't care, crying, miserable, squinty eyes, whatever. Are you stuck in your story? Have that emoji, sad emoji. And if you're aware of your story and you are growing, just stick a smiley face emoji in there. Also, do you have a signature program, a premium offer that you are leading with? It's really about bringing in a consistent income. So thumbs up if you do, thumbs down if you don't. Okay, I'm going to flip across to my other slides. We have about half an hour to go this morning, so I promised you an hour and a half's worth of content. So let's me pray that I'm still live. Yes, I'm still live. Awesome. So I'm just going to hook across to my slide. Okay, so where am I? Slides. Brain work. Okie dokie. So I'm going to talk about working from the inside out, how to create a business that truly reflects your knowledge, expertise and passion, so you can make a big impact in the world. Okie dokie. So I've already mentioned last year, or I already mentioned about last year, that, you know, I was burnt out and blue. And that was really because I wasn't connected to my inner wisdom. I'd connected myself, totally detached myself. It was almost like I wasn't living in my wisdom, my truth. You know, I was so busy looking externally at what was going on in the marketplace that I actually detached away from my self-worth and what the real value is. Happens a lot. Happens a lot. So I wasn't really using my knowledge and my expertise, and I definitely wasn't feeling the passion. And it's same for lots of, well, actually it's the same for many of the women that I work with. They have a wealth of knowledge and expertise, and they've disconnected from using it because they feel overwhelmed, which is quite natural, because remember what I said, our wisdom, our knowledge, our expertise, what it is we really need to be focusing on is right here. It's right on the end of your nose. You cannot see it. You need help for somebody to help you see, you know, the knowledge, the value, and what it is people are going to buy. And here's the thing. That is exactly what it is your clients want. You and your expertise. They're not interested in watered down versions of you, especially when you're charging a premium price. Because all that happens is people see your offers and they see you competing on price rather than competing on the true long-lasting value you can give them. they're often left wondering if you are in fact the real deal, the one who is going to hold them accountable, the one is going to help them get the job done, the person who is truly going to have their back and be there for them. Remember, this is what I said women want. People who want transformational results don't want to be shoved into a sales funnel where each time the price increases. They want to work with you to get those results. And here's the thing, premium clients are around us everywhere. It's just that I think we've become a little bit detached and we've closed our eyes to the possibility of working with them because a lot of the time we're focused in on the wrong things. Trust me, it is much easier to sell something for £2,000 than it is for £49. Can you believe that? It seems a bit weird, but actually it's what I've found to be true for myself. That, remember, I said that people kept saying to me that I was still too cheap, and I was like, ooh. So I was putting my prices up. It was much easier to sell something for £2,000 than it was for £49. And that was because I fully understand the value that I have to bring, but also I'm now able to show the value to my prospects because what I'm promising them is based on results and working with them, having their back. When you sell stuff at £49, you totally detach yourself out of the process, I think. And it just then becomes a numbers game. It becomes a money game. It's not about really having someone's back. It's just about trying to get someone into a funnel to upsell to them, which is never going to bloody well happen anyway, because you have to have a massive volume of people coming through the funnel to be able to make that work. And as I said, most of the people who are doing that successfully are internet marketers or people who have been in the game a long time, who are established online. You know, when I think about the clients that I've worked with over the last 8 months and the amazing transformation they have been through, they've totally changed the way that they run their business because they know they always lead with their signature offer. This way, they just need to work, you know, working this way, you just actually need to enroll a couple of clients a month if that's the way you want to work, to bring in a significant income. You know, so they've stopped chasing the sale basically, and they're now focused on results and transformation, and they truly understand their worth. But it is a journey. It is a journey, a personal journey to go through that. And as I said, it is definitely not something you can do by yourself, because all that happens if you just stay in that place. Sorry, that's my cat having a bit of a mad 5 minutes. You just stay in that place of survival. They're fully aware of their money blocks and their limiting beliefs and self-sabotaging behaviour, because that's what I help them do. My cat's just about to jump on the desk. Don't do that, Kira. Oh, it's a bit far away now. No chance. Yeah, because it's part of my job to mirror back to them their story and what I hear and what I see as going on, so I can mirror it back to them so they can reflect, then they can find another way of doing it. Really important. So this creates personal transformation from the inside out. So this is where we always start when creating a signature program, a premium offer. It's starting from the inside out, where that person is at. Miss that, and you will sabotage the success of charging premium prices. Absolutely. You know, and it always brings a smile to my face when I have a client that pops in our group that, you know, they've just got their first client and they always say the same thing. I cannot believe how easy it is. So Lorraine Palmer had a client. So she got a premium client within 4 or 5 weeks. Sue Kerr, premium client, she also says the same thing with lots of different types of emojis, all smiley facey, of course. And Neetha as well. Because what happens here, once you start stepping into creating a signature offer, it's almost, you open the door and then you step into it and you find a room full of people, it is, who are prospects, basically. Whereas before, if you're not clear, you're basically standing behind the door and you're looking in. Well, actually, you're looking in a room of mixed people, not even people who you can sort of walk in and have a conversation with directly. And, you know, Caroline, they're all getting premium clients at different stages of the program. And it is because the first part is about mastering mindset. Very, very interesting. And they're genuinely shocked, because you know what it's like when you invest in a program. Sometimes you really don't believe it until, you know, it happens. So, you know, they've invested in the program, they've invested in me, but there will always be that niggling sense of, is it really going to work? So it's nice when that happens, because the important thing is that I believe it, and I have created a program that gets results. And it's designed, basically, you know, you design a premium offer that's in line with the buyer's market, one that will pay. Can't be any market, it has to pay. I was talking to someone a couple of months ago and I said, you know, who's the market? And she said that it was people who were unemployed. Well, unemployed people have no money. There's no money. It actually would be a very hard group to work with, because they're already in a significant place of lack, not just financially, but emotionally as well. So it'd be a very, very hard group to work with. So they have to pay. They have to be a group of people who are willing to invest. And you want to get the right group of people so they easily say yes. And more importantly, even easier for you, that you just have a very easy 2-step process to go through that gets them to say yes, which is repeatable. Because at the end of the day, when you're creating a premium program that people are saying yes to easily, you've got to deliver on results. You've got to stop chasing the money and you have to deliver on results. That is where the value is. That is where the transformation is. So the Impact Signature program that all my clients go through get endorsed by me because they have a structure to them that I know works. So I guess it's that extra bit of endorsement, that extra bit of credibility. But you know, they deliver on quality, they deliver on a guarantee, it's repeatable. They basically, it's like what I said, they can deliver it with their eyes closed. And I always say, you know, their signature programs are a dish that people love to have. And what's also true here is that over the next 3 to 6 months is that their prices will increase the same way that mine have, because they start to see the true value and the transformation from their clients. And once they stop feeling that and experiencing it, so they might start off at one price point and then they'll start increasing until they hit a point where they think, that's fine now, that is it. Unfortunately, what I see a lot of people doing when they create premium offers is they just stamp a price on it and there's a disconnect, so they sabotage. Better to grow into it rather than, you know, put a price on it that you are uncomfortable with, because you will sabotage that conversation, I guarantee you. Yeah, so because you grow into the basically what you're doing is you're creating the foundation for the business. So you grow into it, you become more established, you become more well known, you become more confident, you understand its value, you put your fees up. So myself, I started charging 1,500. You know, my prices have now increased significantly. I only work with 2 clients a month, so I enroll 2 new clients every month. And I only work with women who are committed to taking serious action and bringing transformation for their clients, whether that's in business or their personal lives. Very, very important to me. But unfortunately, what I see happening is that women are really struggling to grow a profitable business. So they are working from a place of surviving and not thriving. They're working as if they have a full-time job, but with really bad pay. I know, I have been there. They're undercharging and they are focused on delivering the wrong thing. They are consistently burnt out and running from one thing to a next. They're basically well and truly stuck in a rut, and it's not a great one at that. Does that sound familiar? They're having calls with people and they're just getting those calls. They're getting time wasters. They're getting people saying no. They're getting people who just want to try and figure out how they're doing it. And, you know, they're asking themselves the question, how do they make an impact? Are they really making a difference? Because they don't feel that they are, which lowers self-esteem, lowers confidence, means that people start charging less because they start to believe other people's money stories the way I did. But it's just an illusion. It's just not true. They've no idea what it is they want the business to give them because they have disconnected from truly understand what it is they want. This will keep you in a place of survival. Or even, I'm just reading my notes, sorry, itching my nose. I forgot where I was then. I'm on the global stage. Stop itching your nose, Wendy. Can't stop now. Oh, hang on, let me say, or even why they are still in bed. Oh, okay, yeah, that is actually what happens. You start to ask yourself, why am I even in business? Which, of course, creates stress, creates anxiety, and can move into depression, as it did for me, as I found myself on antidepressants. You know, they often feel like they are working with the wrong people. So they're calling in the wrong clients that are really hard to work with. And that's because you're really not understanding the true transformation and you're not working based on results. And you've got no enrollment process. They know they have it in them, but they're just not sure what to do next. So I see this happening an awful lot. And from speaking with a lot of women over the last 8 months, I hear this is similar stuff over and over again. Now, here's what I'd say. Please don't panic because you are truly, truly not alone. What I'm sharing with you are common themes that I am hearing. I think sometimes we think that we are alone in experiencing this, thinking, oh my God, is it me? Am I really not cut out to be a businesswoman? You know, I just can't get it. I'm not thick. I'm not stupid, but I'm just not getting this. It truly is because of the way you're working. You need to learn a new set of skills. The good thing about this is you can learn the skills. You know, you don't have to stay stuck. I have totally proven that, you know, 8 years in business doing, you know, I had some success. I'm not going to say I haven't had some success because I have. I've had clients. I've just always reached that ceiling of, you know, 10K a year, £400 a month. In some cases, you can turn it around, but you can't do it by yourself. One of the most important business lessons I've learned is that your money story can absolutely be changed. And to sell premium offers, to bring in the right people, to have the right energy in your business, which is so important. I know it's a bit woo-woo, but your energy has to be right. oh, excuse my stomach, is that you can change your money story. You can change your stories. You can move yourself from survival into thriving. And the other people's money stories are none of your business. So if you find yourself thinking, you know, if you've got a lucrative connections list or a low-hanging fruit list, and you're going through it and you're thinking, oh no, I won't contact that person, because it's none of your business. Who are you to say because? Well, because they may not have the money, because they're a friend, because I've seen them invest in another program, because it's none of your business. Make the connection, have the conversation, make the offer. You do not know. You are copping out. And who are you to judge other people by your money story? And I can say that because that's what I did. So that was a really important lesson for me, that you can change your money story, but also not to judge other people from your own perspective. Absolutely critical for business success. If you have that mindset, you will fail, because I did time and time again. So to bring in money, you have to be in the thick of it. You have to change your energy around money. So that means no guesswork whatsoever. No just picking random numbers out of the air, not really understanding what that money is going to give you. You have to stop all of that, because it's not going to bring money in. You know, if you're hiding from your money situation, not wanting to look into it, because let's face it, what's the point if you're coming from a place of lack? Then unfortunately the consequence will be that money just will not be coming in. It's really, I don't know what it's all about energy, the psychology, but there's this invisible barrier that goes up. Basically, it's an invisible barrier that goes up that actually just prevents you from making money if you're not in your money all of the time. So to make money, you have to fall back in love with money. You have to understand what it is you really want your business to give you, because you've got to move away from competing on price. If you are competing on price, God, you're losing. You will absolutely lose. You have to compete on value and results, not price. So question for me is, are you competing on price, or are you competing on value? You know, just stick. I'm trying to think of a little emoji for value. I can't think of one. Oh yes, I can, although you might find it hard to find it on Facebook. But you know, if you're competing on price, just put a little money bag. If you're competing on value, there is a chart that goes like that. You know, so you're growing, you're going up, the money's coming in and it's going up. Just stick one of those emojis in if you can find it. If not, just put a word. Another question to ask yourself: are you clear on your why, your values, your purpose, and what you want to be known for? Really, really important stuff. Really important stuff. We often overlook it because we get so stuck into the business that we start to disconnect with our value. And we can't figure out our value unless we know what our why is, what our purpose is, and actually what it is we want to be known for. Really, really important. Okie dokie. So moving on to the final part. Hopefully I haven't frozen. Fabulous, I haven't frozen, and one person's been with me all this time. Well done. So where am I in the scheme of things? Let's go over to my slides. How are we doing for time? So 1 hour 18. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, hang on a minute. Let me just close these down because I've got a bit confused. Let's go back here. That's okay. So, I'm going to talk about being magnetically you. magnetically you, oops, is all about getting clear on who you serve and the problem you solve. Get this wrong and everything will be out of line. And you can't guess this stuff either. So this is where all successful business women start, and that is by getting super clear on the client, the challenge they face and what they want instead, and how you are going to help them achieve the results they want. But here's the problem. If you're not clear on who the client is, the problem it is you help them solve, to get them the results they want instead, you're going to lose a high percentage of sales because you're not seen as the expert who can fix it for them. You're not going to be able to build trust and credibility. Instead, actually, what will happen is you will just plant seeds of doubt, which in the long run damages your reputation, credibility, and brand. Absolutely. So you end up working on too many things and experience high levels of overwhelm and burnout if you are not clear on, let me just go back, getting super clear on the challenge they face and what it is they want instead, the results they want, and how you can help them get those results. You end up working basically on way too many things and experiencing high levels of burn out. Got lost in my notes. You know, basically what happens is the business stops being fun. You know, you spread yourself way too thin. You end up saying yes to almost everything. You get attracted to bright, shiny objects very easily, when in fact you should actually be making money. You know, what you're offering is never attractive or irresistible to prospects, so, you know, they just move on. What happens is, if you're not fully aware, is that your offering becomes confusing. I see this time and time again as well. It's all about you. It's not about your client. It's not about them, but it's all about you and never about the prospect, which is a turn off, to be fair. You've got to have a balance of how you're showing up. You're working really hard. It's like having a full-time job. Apart from it pays really bad wages. I've said this before, haven't I? It's a common theme. You're consistently having to learn new things, and you never see yourself as the expert, let alone anybody else. So if you're one of those people that's just buying a course, never doing them, but still buying a course, you're sophisticatedly hiding. Yeah, you need to stop. I know you can justify it to yourself, but it is part of your story. It's part of keeping you playing small. It's part of keeping you in survival. You need to get into the thriving part of your business. You're never sure about your prices, and you are significantly undercharging. You haven't fully understood, God, I'm rocking again. You haven't fully understood the transformation you can bring to your client's business and personal life. What I often see happening as well for many of the women that I work with, and it's because of the way, because they, you know, they do personal transformation and they work with their clients at a very personal, deep level, is that they'll only do 3 sessions at a time or 1 session at a time. You can't run a business like that. You can if you have a small business and you have a team. You cannot run a business that way as a entrepreneurial woman unless you're charging really high fees, really high fees. But even then, I'd say it's still questionable, because the churn you have to, I call it the churn, the amount of marketing you have to do at the front end to get 1 client in, you will burn out. You will not make enough money. It's just not possible. Your message makes no sense, so everything you do just isn't working, or you're bringing in or you're bringing you the results it is that you working so hard. That is a dyslexic sentence. I've got no idea what that means. So this is what's happening if you do not understand your client's needs and wants, frustrations, what it is they want instead, the transformation they want instead. These are the consequences of not getting that right. So you end up spinning lots of plates, doing lots of things. And those lots of things, actually, you should be outsourcing to somebody else. Remember when I spoke about a candle and being stuck in the wax and the flame? You need to be in the flame. You need to outsource the other stuff to people who do a better job of being in the wax than you do. And to be fair, that is their flame. I hope that made sense. So basically, you can end up with lots of different offers and only a few of them ever sell. You're never in profit and the business is running at a loss every year because you're not clear, you're not focused enough, you're not focused in on results. Not being clear on who you serve and the problem you solve will well and truly keep you stuck in the wax of your business, playing it small. You will hear me mention the wax a lot because predominantly that's where a lot of women find themselves. Stuck in the wax of your business, experiencing isolation, overwhelm, burnout, frustration. And, you know, that question I asked myself in November, December was, can I really do this? Am I cut out to be a successful businesswoman? And the answer is yes, you are. You just need to learn to stop trying to do everything yourselves and actually get the right support and help you need to grow a thriving business. Because ultimately, as I said, you want to be in the flame of the candle, not in that wax. Enjoying your business, having an awesome lifestyle, truly making a bigger impact and a difference in the world, whether it's in people's businesses or their personal lives. You want to personally style your business and brand to be attracting awesome clients to you consistently, like the flame, so you remove the overwhelm, not just for you, but for them as well, because you are only ever going to be giving them your best stuff that gets the results, that gets the transformation. You have a business ultimately that you are truly proud of and that is profitable. But you know, I see this time and time again that women are really struggling with the idea of getting focused in on a particular type of market or a group of people. They become really super resistant to it. They worry about, if they do this, are they going to rule out way too many people? So they make the mistake of going general. Big mistake. You know, and what this does is it stops them from truly understanding what the core problems are for their prospect, for their client, because it's too general. You know, if you go too general and cannot understand what the core problems are, then you're never going to be able to run a profitable business. And I absolutely stand by that. Completely stand by that. To run a successful, profitable business online, you need to focus your energy on getting super clear on who you serve and the problem you solve. Let me give you an example of a client I've been working with. Well, actually, let's be fair, I'm not working with her anymore. We finished just after Christmas. So let's just call her an awesome woman because she is, and I find her very inspirational myself. So she was reluctant to get focused in on one particular market. She felt that if she did this, she would be ruling out way too many people. You know, during the time of working with her, we spent time looking at her story and what was really important to her. You know, what were her past experiences and who is it she authentically could truly, you know, work with to make a big impact with. And as soon as she identified her clients, and the problem is she could help them solve, things again changed overnight for her, the same way they did for me. What happened was that as soon as she stepped into becoming super clear and committed to solving specific problems in her market, it opened up to her. And what happened was people started putting their hands up. And interestingly, people were putting their hands up and saying yes, but also other people in the communities that she was in were also referring other people as well, because they knew people who she could support and help. So she had a double whammy there. It was quite interesting. She had individuals putting their hands up, but also, family members or friends of families or organizations putting their hands up and saying, let's talk. And she was also told that she is the story, the person who can make a real difference. And that was from a TV show in the States, which was also quite fascinating as well, because she was coming from the place of her story and results rather than price, just providing a service. So before, she was fighting it and, being really resistant, which meant that she couldn't step in to identify and calling in the people it is she truly wanted to work with. So when I remember what I said, identifying a market allows you to open a door and step in and close it behind you, and then just be with your people. With your people. Whereas, if you don't know who it is that you're calling in, and the problems you can help them face because you've gone general, you just basically can't find anyone. It's too big. It's too big. So her audience get her. They see her as the leader, the person with the authority, the person who truly has their back. She's developed modules, theories to support the client group that are unique to her. So this is her methodology. This is the way she works. It's what is now positioning her as the expert, the person with authority. Get into expert status and authority like that, you can increase your fees and open up other avenues for ways of working, if that's so what you wish to do. And she's all about her clients' problems. She is absolutely 150% focused on delivering her promise to get them the results that she has promised them. Her message is really hot, and she uses it every time she speaks with confidence, commitment, which builds trust and brand awareness. So it's the opposite effect. When you don't know what your message is, who you're talking to, who you're calling in, all you do is plant seeds of doubt. Whereas once you know, you can build trust very quickly. And ultimately, if you build trust quickly, you can convert much faster because it's on point. Everything is on point in the process. And I think you've probably heard me speak about this before, if you've been following me for some time, is that you have to create like a Marmite situation. So in the UK, we have Marmite. I think there's some stuff called Vegemite as well, but I don't think that's from the UK. But Marmite, most people either love it or they hate it. And you want to create that type of experience. So people are either drawn to you, so they step in, or they just step back. That's what you want to create. It's the distinction between, yes, it's definitely for me. No, I'm off. I'm definitely off. As soon as she created this situation for herself, Marmite, I got a message saying, sorry, I missed you all last week. I've been super busy. Amazing launch, doing business, building relationships, 2 new clients and a new business opportunity. Brilliant. She's moved away from getting paid hourly rates, which is what she was doing. She was getting paid by the hour and was having to chase people for money. So she's increased her fees, gets paid up front, and is never, you know, running around doing work for free, chasing people. God, there's nothing worse than having to chase people. I just refuse to do it now. Everybody pays me up front or is on a retainer. Whereas before, she was working by the hour. And as I said, you can't run a business that way, charging by the hour, unless, even if you're charging extreme amounts of money, you still have to have other things going on for you to be able to profit in different ways. She's become a true authority in her marketplace, and I have absolutely no doubt if she wants to, she will make 6 figures in her business in a very short period of time. Because she's truly stepped into what she believes to be true. And it is a very attractive quality when women do that, when they step into what it is that they truly believe. Very, very important. Because, as I said, she understands her clients, her prospects' pains, what it is that they're experiencing, that emotional discomfort, and actually what the result is they want instead. And she's not frightened to say, these are the results it is that you're going to get. I think there's way too much going on in terms of, oh, you can't promise this, you can't promise that. Well, actually, if you've created a piece of work that you have taken people through and they're getting specific results, I don't see why you can't say that, actually, because I say it and I stay true to my word. I do my absolute best and will go beyond to make sure my clients are doing exactly what it is they need to do to get the best results for them. See, this is the difference between having someone's back and not having their back, because you show up for them. It's not just about a 1-hour call. It is about having their back so they get the results, the true transformation it is they want instead. And I do that in lots of different ways. What's also really nice here is that she's left her ego at the door. So while it is about her and her expertise and her knowledge and her wisdom that she shares with her clients, it's not about her. Her ego is not interfering in the process. So it's all about her clients, 150%. So she truly understands, as I said, the transformation she can help her clients get. When she does that, she gets more yeses and more people willing to invest. So you have to get clear. You have to get specific. Okay, I'm going to what my slides doing. So in the question box now, just pop in there, you know, on a scale of 1 to 10, you know me, I like my scales. How clear are you on your market? So 1, you're not clear at all. And 10, I absolutely have nailed it. I'm on point. I'm a 10. I've absolutely nailed my audience. 1 is I'm not sure. You know, if you were getting lots of people saying no to your offerings, I would say you are not clear on your market. So you're going to be sitting between 1 and 3. Lots of people are saying no. If lots of people are saying yes, you're going to be sitting on the other side. So you may think you're clear, but are you really? So just pop in the comments box, you know, between 1 and 10. 1, yeah, super. No. 1 is no, I'm not. 10 is nailed it. Yeah, I get people consistently saying yes to me. And also another question is, are you in that flame of the candle, or are you in the wax, stuck? Try, but it's not happening. Oh, I'm starting to get a sore throat. You want to be in the flame. So ask yourself, are you in the flame of the business, or are you in the wax of the business? You know, you're basically in survival mode in the wax of the business, or are you thriving in the flame of the business? So let's have a look and see how we are doing for time. Okie dokie. So that is the masterclass for today. So tomorrow I am going to explore. What am I going to explore? Hang on a minute, got to go back to my notes. I've closed them down. Let's go back here. Okie dokie. Tomorrow we are going to look at the 3 digital ingredients you need to run a successful online business, how to elegantly master the art of the discovery strategy call and significantly increase your income, and how to consistently bring in a flow of premium clients to create extraordinary results in a way that is easy, fun, and feminine. And also, what I will do actually is I will pop a link in here now. Where are we? We are August. So I have opened up 5 complimentary business growth impact strategy calls. So I only open up a select few each month. So this is the start of the month. Well, almost the start of the month. Actually, I'm a week behind. I need to get on that. I'm a week behind. Yeah, so I've opened up 5 strategy calls, which is what I do. Actually, I tell a lie. I haven't done them for months because I've been fully solid booked with clients. So this is my first month I have been opening up my strategy calls again. But basically, we will have a conversation and I will share some power steps with you to help you to be able to, create a premium price so you can bring in premium clients within 90 days or less. Grab one of those calls. There is a application form to fill in, and then we can get together and have a real gritty conversation about what is going on for you, particularly if you are stuck in the wax of your business. Perfect for you. All right then, lovelies, I hope you have an absolutely awesome day. The sun is out here in Brighton. I think my hair has been drying as we have been going along. Hence no hairdryer. Don't want to invest in hairdryer, will not fit in rucksack. Yeah, whatever you're doing today, have an absolutely beautiful day. I think what I will do is download this video and get the MP3 and add the MP3 in as well. So, you can listen to it in your car and on the go in your own time, because of course I don't want to lose precious content that you can listen to. So whatever you're doing, beautifuls, have an absolutely awesome day.